Welcome. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Right. Hello, everyone. This is an episode of From Page to Stage. Now, we're talking today about REWIRE. We've been talking about REWIRE for the last few weeks. R-E-W. We're on to week 3. The W. The wonder. Oh, what's this about? Well, put it this way. Wonder. What's this got to do with rewiring your brain? Now, there are two streams to this wonder bit. There's one of those, even for the last couple of weeks, I've suggested that you recognize one of the scripts that you've been running. What are those things that you're saying to yourself over and over and over again, the software that's running your life? I suggested that you take one of them, you write it down, and then you feel into how it feels as you say it out loud. And you go, you exhale. Do you remember we did some breathing work last week? And I was standing up and you could see the way that my lungs were functioning. Well, that was the R and the E. Now, the W on the wonder is, I want you to go back, revisit that R, that script that you recognized and wrote out, and wonder. Get curious about it. There are a couple of things I'd like you to consider. One, is there ever a context where this is actually useful? Because this is something that we are working on. And get curious. Is this something that could ever be useful in a different context? Because if it is, write that down. Keep that context in mind. This is where it's really important to know the context. Let me give you an example of what I mean by this. One of the scripts that I've run over and again has been, I can handle this. I'm all right. I don't need help. I can handle this. Now, that's kind of like an adult version of the 2-year-old me do it. If any of you have had small people, recognize that belligerent little 2-year-old. Well, I was still running that. Even earlier on in this year, when staying in Malaysia, I didn't know the health system. And let's just say the world fell out of my bottom. And I lost almost 6 kilos. That's nearly 13 pounds in the space of a few weeks. I wasn't very well, but I didn't ask for help. Not sensible, unresourceful. When eventually I did go and get some help, blood tests were taken, and the GP wanted to give me an ECG to check on my heart, because according to the blood test results, that was not a good result, and my heart needed to be checked out. But the ECG machine wasn't working. And the poor doctor, she was getting more and more concerned, and she needed to do the exhale that we were talking about last week. But it didn't work. The machine wasn't functioning. And I said, oh, that's because she couldn't get it to take a reading. That's what it was. And I said, well, that's because I'm not here. I was trying to be keeping things light because I was thinking, I've got this. I'm in charge here. I can control it. I can handle it, because I needed to keep myself calm. If my heart was looking dodgy, I needed to keep myself calm. So this is what I'm saying. That same script, I can handle this, was not helpful when I did really need to ask for help, but it was helpful. It was resourceful in keeping me calm in a stressful situation. So that's the first side of the wonder. Is there ever a situation where a script is helpful in one situation and unhelpful in another? That's one of your curious moments. And then for those that just know they're not going to be helpful ever, I'm going to ask you to consider flipping it. Wonder what would happen. What would be the possibilities if you did change that script? How would life change? Think about one that I've often heard. I'm no good at public speaking, or I'm not cut out for public speaking. Get curious. What could happen if I changed that script? If I made the decision, I'm going to learn how to do public speaking. Let's see what happens. What if I could inspire people with my words, with my voice? Do you see where I'm going with this? Write down those scripts as we did with the R, recognize, change your state, exhale on the tension, really breathe in, change your state, and then get curious. Wonder, is there ever a time this could be useful? And if there's not, what would happen? What could happen if I changed the way I thought about this? What possibilities could open up for me? Now, if you're wondering what this has got to do with your speaking, I trust you can see that we're digging into those scripts first before we do a bit of work on the actual external stuff, the delivery. This is the internal stuff, because if we don't get that right, that's not going to work. So my invitation this week, you've got the script written down from the recognize, and if you haven't, please go back and check the last couple of weeks. Work out those scripts that you're running. Choose one, write it down, feel into it, breathe out, change your state as you're actually feeling that, and say out loud what that script is. And then get curious. Another journal prompt for you. What if that was a different phrase you were saying to yourself, a different script? What if, is there ever a situation where this script is helpful? And then be clear about what that context is. For me, I am now clear that I can handle things. I can stay calm when I need to. I can ask for help when I need to. And the difference is the discernment as to which context is which. Have fun with this week. Do let me know. Share in the comments below, what is the statement that you are working with? And get curious. Tell me the biggest takeaway that you've got from this session. I'd really like to know that one. For now, though, have fun this week, and we'll see you next week. Well, we'll be going on to the I. Want to know what it's about? Keep watching.